We know that our oil dependency is jeopardizing our planet as well, that the fossil fuels we burn are setting off a chain of dangerous weather patterns that could condemn future generations to global catastrophe.
I know this is important to you, sis. This ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's got everything to do with you.
New movement not just about changing the way that we power our machines, it's about changing the way we power our movements.
Everybody shine, be solar powered, speak your mind, that's wind power. Move your H2O, wave power, organize people power, we got that soul power. Wind power, wave power, soul power, solar power, earth power, youth power, people power, equal power, wind power, wave power, soul power, solar power, earth power, youth power, people power, equal power.
I'm over here trying to make a change in the world. Pollution everywhere just makes me wanna hurl. I can't figure out why I can't breathe. Toxin from the air just makes me OD while the whole world is begging, please stop destroying me from all these factories. Smoke lifting in the air, so strong, taking away the atmosphere. But these corporations really don't care. Trying to make a quick buck, got the whole human race testing their luck. As the turbines spinning, my green eyes winning the fight. It's time to unite as I read about the polar meltdown. How does that sound? Ice caps taking them down, water rising. So how we surviving as the windmill starts to stand, creating a full circle as we're looking for that helping hand.
Everybody shine, be solar powered, speak your mind, that's wind power.
I was wondering like what was going on with the earth and the things that it was going through. It drove me into just like looking it up, reading about it and studying about it. And I read about the ice caps melting, and by the ice caps melting, the polar bears are drowning. It's just gonna cause like flooding, and that flooding is gonna spread around the world.
That's a pretty bleak picture, and unfortunately, that's reality. This is my generation's gift to your generation, right? We are screwing you. I'm sorry, that's what's happening.
G-L-O-B-A-L-W-A-R-M-I-N-G. Check it. We need to understand really what it be, so we gon' bring it down to the road of history. Cause CO2 in atmosphere, I can't breathe right cause the air is not clear. We all gon' drown when the ice starts to melt. You don't change for me, then change for yourself. Hey yo, the 10 hottest years happened in the last 14. Check it, man, this is really not a dream. Remember when we were all so strong, but 80% of our forests is all gone. We cut down 2,000 trees per minute. We need to get together, man, and really just quit it. Cause 40% of our water is toxic. This is how I'm feeling, man, it's pure nonsense. We produce 4.5 pounds of garbage a day. All I'm trying to say is we need to find a new way. I'm not trying to tell you just to be St. Michael. I'm just trying to tell you that you need to recycle. The amount of energy used by one American is equivalent to 530 Ethiopians. We need to smarten up and start to conserve. What's going to take us to get burned before we start to learn?
Climate change and global warming is about human communities. This is not just about a melting ice cap or a drowning polar bear. This is about communities in need with the power to lead.
The impacts don't get felt equally among rich and poor, among developed and developing nations. Wealthier countries contribute more to the problem, and poorer countries suffer. That's not right, but that's what happens. And you can see the same unfairness going on in communities. As the planet warms, you will get more severe weather, and Katrina was severe weather. While scientists didn't connect the dots between Katrina and global warming, the people connected the dots, and that's even more important. So after Katrina, for the first time, average citizens started to say, whoa, we got to pay attention to global warming, because Katrina took a section of the most advanced society in the history of the planet and turned it into a third world country in 45 minutes. And we still haven't recovered.
And it always hasn't been this way. You know, people didn't always order their food by a number. You know, it's only in the very recent past, and I think kids growing up these days need to know that. This isn't like, you know, 100 years that we've been, you know, having an epidemic of obesity and, you know, and problem with no nutrition in our food. It's only been, you know, a couple generations. You can only eat organic if you've got enough money. If you're in survival mode, there's no other option, you know, and you do end up at the corner store. So I think we really got to think through that. How do we, you know, incorporate everyone in this solution?
Ready?
What? Are you serious?
What?
What is that?
It's a cheese Danish. What?
A cheese Danish? You just spent 99 cents on a cheese Danish?
I don't see the big
Are you
problem.
serious? Wow, okay. Do you know that every day you vote with your dollar? That the purchases that you make every day, that businesses like food industries and different product corporations, they really pay attention to that. And so with your dollar, you should be making some healthier choices so they see that you're demanding those things and they supply them to you.
So what you want to do about it?
So maybe let me take you to the farmer's market so we can go buy some healthy choices for dinner.
All right, let me ask Mom if we can take the car.
Mom's car?
Yeah.
Why? We don't need Mom's car. We're walking, man.
All right.
And let's set some targets to consume locally grown food so dinner doesn't come from across country and spew carbon from fuel from trucks that drive miles to deliver food preserved by pesticides. Pesticides.
There are many local growers in the area that sell fruits and vegetables. One of them is Ed Corey of Jadu's Garden.
Good afternoon. How are we doing today? My name is Eddie Corey. I own and operate Jadu's Garden down here in the north end of New Bedford. Come on in. Take a look.
Ed Corey is a local grower from New Bedford, utilizing natural methods and materials in growing his plants and heirloom vegetables. Free of pesticides, chemical fertilizers, or other harmful substances, Ed prefers to feed and nurture his plants with local manure, his homemade compost, and lots of loving attention.
And this is my garden back here. How many people living in the city of New Bedford have room like this? A lot of us don't. But then again, you don't need that much. I'm growing a lot of this to sell my fresh organic produce out here on the avenue.
You can grow food for you and your family right at your house. Ed shows us that you don't need much space.
You don't need much room. This is probably a 4x4 box, and I got lettuce growing in here.
If you have a porch or any surface, you could put raised beds.
You can find just scrap pieces of wood or anything like this on the side of the road. You don't need that much. If you don't want to put, I'm not saying put all lettuce in it, but you can go 3-4 tomato plants in there, some lettuce, peppers.
You can even grow veggies in your house.
You don't need that much room. Maybe a 5-foot section right there, and I get peas growing there. No, you don't have to wash it. It's all clean. There's no chemicals used.